So, in this video, we're just going to go over an assignment I'm going to assign you. And in this assignment, I want you to do some of the things that we worked on previously. Like, for example, the VPC and IM. And the reason being is because you may have videos to follow, but it's not the same as me saying, hey, do this. Because in the real world, when you're working for a company, they're not going to have instructions for you. They're not. They're not gonna be like, "Hey, can you create a VPC? Here's the instructions." No. When you're working in an actual environment, they're gonna say, "Hey, we want you to do this. Get it done by this time or by the end of today," and you're literally gonna go Google or watch YouTube videos like this, and that's fine. And I do that myself. But if you don't know how to be engaging or even self-start, like, hey, I'm gonna go Google this, I'm gonna learn how to do this, I'm gonna go, YouTube this or whatever. If you don't do that yourself or give yourself that drive, then you're gonna fail. It's okay to do things and fail or mess up, and that's fine because that's how you learn. That's how you get moving forward in this field. You're gonna learn, you're gonna fall, you're gonna get yourself up, and you're gonna keep repeating yourself so many times. Even I do it to today, and I've been in this field for more than I don't know 6 7 years, but that's just how it is. So let's go with the assignment. Your first assignment is the following. I want you to create a VPC with the following information. The site range 192.168.0.016. And then I want you to create two subnets in the same EZ. Then I want you to launch an instance in one of those AZs. And then I want you to access the instance. In one of the videos I previously shown here is that you can SSH into the machine, and that's all I want you to do. Go inside after you launch a VPC with all the necessary requirements and SSH into the machine, and that's it. The next one is a little bit different, but what I want you to do is kind of think of it as picturing yourself joining a company where it's kind of a startup, and they're saying, hey, we want you to set up an AWS account, and we need the following. So they tell you, hey, we're going to need the following groups to be created. And they're going to be the owner, the manager, developer, and apprentice groups. And when you create these groups, we have users that you need to assign these groups to. Now, I already listed the names here, so I want you to go in and create these users and then assign them the group that it's assigned to as far as this one. Like, for example, when you create users Ian and Mike, make sure to attach the manager group to them because they're the managers. And vice versa, when comes down to developers and apprentices, make sure you create those users and then assign those groups to those users. Once you're done with all this, I want you to make sure you delete all your resources because in the future, I want you to have all these different things and forget about this stuff. So make sure that when you're done with these assignments, these two assignments, make sure you go ahead and delete the VPC completely. Now, when you try to delete completely, there might be things that come up, and that's fine because you're gonna learn how a VPC is created and how it's deleted and what's attached to the VPC. Because one thing you have to learn is when you bring it up, you have to learn how to bring it down. And when you bring it down, you just can't say, "Oh, let me just tumble it over." No, it's like a building. When they make a building, it's not the same when they tear it down because when they tear it down, they literally explode the building in the middle, or depending special type of explosion. But it's a lot different than when you build it and then when you tear it down. So when you're tearing it down, you're gonna see maybe some errors come up saying, "Hey, you need to delete this or delete that," and that's fine because that's how you're gonna learn. Like, hey, what was it, what was used to create the VPC? What do I need to delete and how to delete everything that was involved with it, and that kind of shows to understand what's inside of VPC. And then after that, also understanding when you delete a user or a group, that what belongs to it. Can you really delete it? Can you not delete it, etc. So with this assignment, you're gonna learn a couple of good things here. So I would say go ahead and get started with this and go from there.